My name is Beatrice, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the people who promise to stay forever are sometimes the ones who leave the deepest scars. I met James on a quiet afternoon. There was nothing special about that day. No rain, no music, no sign that my life was about to change. I was sitting alone, staring at nothing, thinking about everything, and feeling nothing at the same time. Then he walked in, not like someone trying to be noticed, just someone who didn't know he would be unforgettable. "Can I sit here?" he asked softly. I looked up. His eyes were warm, safe, and without understanding why, I nodded. Yes, that one moment was the beginning of a love I would never forget. James was different. He didn't try too hard. He didn't pretend. He just stayed. He listened to my silence, not just my words. And for someone like me, someone who had always felt alone in a crowded world, that meant everything. We started meeting every day. Same place, same quiet conversations that slowly turned into laughter, then into something deeper. He told me about his dreams. I told him about my fears. "I'm scared of losing people," I admitted one day. He looked at me, not with pity, but with certainty. "You won't lose me," he said. And I believe him. That was my first mistake. One night, under a sky full of stars, he took my hand. "Beatrice," he whispered, "I think I'm falling in love with you." My heart didn't race. It softened, like something broken inside me was finally being held gently. "I already did," I replied. For a while, everything felt perfect. We built a world of our own. Small moments, quiet happiness, promises that felt too real to break. But life doesn't warn you before it changes. It started slowly. Less time together. Shorter replies. That feeling that something wasn't right. But I ignored it. Because when you love someone deeply, you learn how to lie to yourself. "Are you okay?" I asked him one evening. He smiled. "I'm just tired." But his eyes were already somewhere else. Days later, I sat alone, holding my phone like it was the only thing connecting me to him. Then his message came. "Beatrice, I'm sorry." My heart knew before my mind understood. I didn't plan this, but I met someone. That sentence, it didn't just hurt, it erased everything. Every laugh, every promise, every "I love you." I tried to breathe, but it felt like my chest was collapsing. Was I not enough? I typed. There was a long pause. Too long. Then, "You were, but things changed." Things changed. Such simple words. For something that destroyed me completely. After that, he was gone. No goodbye. No last look. Just absence. I stayed. In the same places. With the same memories. Carrying a love that no longer had somewhere to go. Nights became the hardest. Because that's when everything came back. His voice. His smile. The way he said my name like it mattered. I didn't hate him. That's what made it worse. I still loved him. Even after he chose someone else. Even after he broke me without looking back. One evening, I went back to where it all began. Sat in the same chair. Looked at the empty seat in front of me. And for the first time, I didn't expect him to come. Tears fell quietly. But I didn't stop them. Because I finally understood something. Love is not what broke me. Expectations did. believing that someone would stay forever. Did. James didn't stay. But the love I gave, it was real, it was pure, and it was enough. If I ever see him again, I won't ask him why. I won't ask him to come back. I'll just smile, gently, and say, I loved you, and that was the most beautiful, painful thing I've ever done. Because some people don't come into your life to stay. They come to teach you how deeply you can feel before they leave. Time passed. People said it would heal me. That's how life works, they told me. But they never tell you how long it takes, or how heavy it feels while you're waiting. I learned how to smile again, how to talk, laugh, and live like everything was okay. But inside, there was still a quiet emptiness, a space shaped exactly like him. Like James. I stopped going to the cafe, stopped walking past the streets we used to walk together. I avoided anything that reminded me of him. But memories, they don't need places. They follow you. One afternoon, months later, I found myself in a bookstore. I didn't even know why I was there. Maybe I just needed somewhere quiet, somewhere safe. That's when I met him. Are you to read that or just stare at it? A voice said beside me. I turned, slightly annoyed, but then I saw him. He wasn't like James. He didn't have that familiar warmth that felt like home. He was different, calm, observant, gentle in a quieter way. I'm thinking, I replied. He smiled softly. Books are easier when you open them. I didn't laugh, but something inside me shifted just a little. His name was Daniel, and unlike James, he didn't rush into my life. He stayed at a distance, respectful, careful, like he could see the broken parts of me, and didn't want to touch them too quickly. We started meeting by accident, then on purpose. He never asked too many questions, never forced me to open up, but somehow I found myself telling him things about my fears, my silence, even about James. I loved him, I said one evening, my voice barely steady. Daniel nodded. I know. You don't think I'm stupid? I asked, for loving someone who left? He looked at me, his eyes calm. No, he said softly. I think you're brave. Brave. No one had ever called my pain that before. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into something that felt peaceful, not intense like before, not overwhelming, just safe. But love? Love scared me now. One night, as we walked in a quiet sky, Daniel stopped. Beatrice, he said carefully, I don't want to replace anyone. My heart tightened. I'm not him, he continued, and I don't want you to forget him. I looked at him, confused. Then what do you want? I asked. He took a small breath. I just want a chance to be someone who stays. Those words, they didn't rush into my heart. They stood at the door, waiting. I don't know if I can love again, I whispered. Daniel nodded. I know. I'm still broken, I said. I know that too. Silence. Soft, heavy, honest. Then why are you still here? I asked. He smiled gently. Because you're worth waiting for. And that's when it happened. Not a sudden feeling. Not a storm. A quiet tear rolled down my cheek. Not from pain this time, but from something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. I realized something in that moment. James taught me how deeply I could love, but Daniel was teaching me that I could be loved gently, without fear, without losing myself. I didn't fall in love that night, not immediately, but I took a small step forward. I reached for his hand, slowly, carefully, and for the first time. I wasn't afraid of what might happen next. Months later, I returned to the cafe, the same place where my heart once broke. But this time, I wasn't alone. Daniel sat across from me, not replacing the past, not erasing the pain, just creating something new. I looked at the empty spaces that once hurt me and realized they didn't hurt the same anymore. Because healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering, without breaking. If I ever see James again, I'll still smile, but not with pain, not with longing, just with quiet gratitude, because he was a chapter that broke me. And Daniel, he is the chapter that stayed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful and emotional stories. Your support means everything.